Hello everyone, here we are again. I'm just checking my audio levels. We got some brand new equipment for the microphone. So let me know please in the comments if you are hearing me too loud or not loud enough. I'm not sure. And then obviously as we start the game, let me know as well. But welcome again to another stream by me. I keep looking over here because over there is where my monitor is. And that monitor has what you all should be seeing on it. So I should really maybe just turn that screen off for the time being. But yes, we are going to be playing Discworld on World, I guess. Excuse me, Discworld for PC. It is a wonderful game. But before we do that, I wanted to talk about a couple of things for the website, which you should be able to see right now, including my face, which should be around here somewhere. But yes, getting down, I better turn it way too loud. What I'll do is turn it down to that. Let's see what that is. That looks acceptable. About 20 seconds ahead of everyone, so apologies. 20 seconds. But right, yes. So website wafflingtailors.rocks is the website for the show. Stream for the blog. I don't tend to write more, but they are still there. I'll get around to writing some more. I don't know. I have a little bit of time on my hands these days. But the reason I wanted to bring up the website is recent episode Discworld and Beyond with Greg Barnett. They came out last week. Excuse me. So if you find out more about the game that I'm going to be streaming, yeah, look up. Okay, let me face the mic directly. So, sorry everyone, I'm still sort of learning all of these things. So let me, yes. So this is the latest episode of the podcast. The podcast is all about, this episode of the podcast is all about the game I'm going to be playing and the 2 sequels to it, but also about Greg Barnett's career in video gaming. If you don't know who Greg Barnett is, he was listen to the episode, it'll tell you. In the page for the show notes, there is a player. Inside the player, you can hit the share button and direct download it, or you can hit the play button and it'll start playing in your browser, which is wonderful. And then if you want to subscribe to the show, you can hit this button. There's a bunch of different places where you can find the show, or if your podcatcher doesn't support those, your podcatcher isn't listed, you can click copy on that to paste it into your podcatcher, or make it super easy, scroll up and go to About Our Podcast. And you do have to scroll. I'm working on fixing this page, make it easier. You can get each of these buttons takes you to a service where the podcast exists. They are similar links to the other page you just saw. But let's say Google Podcasts, there it is. Or indeed, if you have a Google device, you can say what's the phrase? There's like an action word, I think is what they call it. You know, the hey Google. You can say those two and then say play the latest episode of the Waffling Tailors podcast, and it'll play. Or you can say to the Apple device, you can say its name, they play the latest episode. Or indeed, if you're on Amazon, if you have an Amazon Echo and there's that lady's name, you can say that, trigger the latest episode to play. So that's pretty cool. But the other reason I wanted to show the website before we actually get into the game is that as of next week, so if you're watching this live, as of next week, the next 3 episodes, so September 2019, the 3 episodes that are coming out then are devoted specifically to reflections on the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So for those of you who don't know, we've already covered the Final Fantasy VII Remake across the episodes. So I got some more. Go down a little bit more. There's 2 episodes there, which is Final Fantasy VII Remake with Lulu Part 1 and goes back. Final Fantasy VII with Lulu Part 2. Both of these parts are spoiler free. There's nothing in there that spoils the game, but the episodes that are coming up are spoilerific. You want to hear it? I'm not in it because I don't have a PlayStation 4 or Final Fantasy VII Remake to play in the PlayStation 4 that I don't have. So I wasn't part of the episode. So it's just Squidge and Lulu in this episode. 3 episodes, which is absolutely wonderful. So if you want to hear what they have to say, definitely check out the web. There will be releasing next week, as of this stream, there will be a trailer for that first part. I go back, that will be released on our YouTube. But oh, excellent! It's actually already out. So I'm sure that if you want, Squidge can maybe link to that in the chat just here, if he's able to. If not, Waffling Taylor's website, click the link, it will be right here. This is the teaser for part 1. That's already out, so if you want to get an idea of what the episode's going to be about, definitely check that out. My sound is cutting out a lot, is it? Oh dear. I don't know why that's happening. Let me just... Weird. Oh. Why not? Yes. So previously, in my previous setup, I had a bunch of filters added to my let's turn that up. So in my previous setup, I had a bunch of filters added because I was going from the microphone directly into the computer. But now I have one of these devices, which is a wonderful device called a Zoom H4N Pro, and what that allows me to do is connect the microphone directly into the computer via this thing, and this thing has a bunch of settings on it for this microphone. So I guess I was doing the filters twice, so apologies for that. But like I say, if you're interested in hearing what the episode is going to sound like, give this teaser trailer a listen. Final Fantasy VII Remake Reflections Part 1. Like I said, it is Squidge and Lulu, that's Squidge there, and that's Lulu there, talking about their thoughts on having beaten it. So it will be, move the mic back. Oh, sorry. So it will be, let me turn that down then. I like to sit on top of the mic, so let's turn this down. We will get there eventually, folks. How about that, right? So it will be spoilerific, sorry. This episode coming up, that episode on screen is going to be spoiler-tastic. I wasn't in it because I haven't played it. So if you don't mind spoilers, or if you want to hear what Squidge and Lulu have to say about Final Fantasy VII, the remake, definitely check it out. But that's going to be all of September. So yeah. So you have a week as of right now. As of, what are we today? What is the date today? I don't even have the date. Whatever the date is today. But yes, you have a week from now to finish the game. But that's not why we're here. We are here to play Discworld. So let's fire this up. So I'm playing this. I've actually got 2 emulators and then the game. I've got RetroArch, which isn't an emulator, it's like a front end, which is loading ScumVM, which is this, what we're looking at here, which will be playing the game. Now I do own the game, and ScumVM is one of the only ways to get the game running on modern hardware. I'll just load my save game from last time. This happened a lot last time. I have to wiggle the mouse, I think, but there you go. So at the end of part 1 of the stream, I finished Act 1. Right? It's also not capturing the audio. Let me try this. This is a bit naff. I don't know why it's not doing this. Let me do that one, I think. That one. Now it should be capturing the audio now. I don't know why this happened. Yeah, there we go. So can you hear me over the audio? I don't think you can. But I'll wait here for a minute because there's something cool that happens on screen anyway. And if you can let me know, Squidge. Squidge is on in the chat there. And whilst I'm waiting for Squidge to catch up with me, because there's about a 20-second delay, I want to talk about the hat that I'm wearing, which is this. Don't know whether you can see it too well. Let me take off the headphones to show you. The game audio needs to come down a bit. Oh, okay. Let's have a look. How's that, Squidge? Obviously, when I go back to the game. There we go. That's the game audio has come down a bit. But what I want to do is show you the hat. That is, codingbox.net is a podcast for developers. Primarily, it used to be for .NET developers, but it'd be for any developer now. So that's not a huge problem. I don't know why that's happening. If you are a developer and you want to take your career seriously, definitely go listen to that podcast. Anyway, for those who don't remember, we went to see the dragon. We got the dragon detector device, and now we've come to see the dragon again. I'm going to talk to the dragon, I think.
A massive, scaly, city-roasting, all-destroying, foul, lumped, slavering... Ahem. Yet somehow majestically beautiful dragon.
Indeed. So...
I'd rather not. Wizards and flames don't go together.
So we can't talk to the dragon. But what we're going to do is going to take the screwdriver. Because we will need that later on. So we'll put that in the luggage. With all of our things. Look, we've got all the treasure.
This one is almost treasure, but with a wee hint of bullion about it. Ah! This isn't treasure. This is booty.
Booty, booty, booty.
This one is...
Oh, we've already done that one.
This one isn't treasure. I describe it as valuables. Treasure.
Treasure. Treasure. What's that? Have you found some treasure? What in the heck? Let us leave.
Still looks like dry grass to me.
Where did all the treasure come from? Ah, right, yeah. So, when we used the dragon detector device, the last part of Act 1 was there was a treasure chest here, and I had to activate it. Just walk over and double click it, and Rincewind stole all the treasure. And then the camera panned across, and there's the dragon. And the dragon said, "I need you to go and stop them from summoning me, because I'm about to, if I stick around for long enough, I'm going to kill somebody." So, what we need to do now is we need to go and do some stuff. So let's have a look. There's the inn. So what we need to do, excuse me, is we need to go up here and make our way into the inn. We won't go in just yet.
Poetic, isn't it?
It's a poetic tree. Oh, let's go into the inn. So what we've got to do here is we've got to get a bed sheet. What?
Not only doors, but windows too. Wonders will never cease.
I love how sarcastic Rincewind is in this game. Nope. Let's try the door again. We'll go through.
Smells a bit funny, this bed.
Sorry about that, everyone. I needed to...
That doesn't work.
I needed to cough a little bit there. Let's walk over here.
Smells a bit funny, this bed. That doesn't...
What we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to take the sheet from the bed. But we'll do that in a moment. Let's go through here. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
What a ludicrous painting. What's this say? If using bath, please remember our other patrons and clean the bathroom after use. If using Ankh-Morpork river water, please remember your next of kin and leave a will pinned to the door.
Oh dear. So yeah, for those of you who don't get that.
Eau de toilette. I've always felt there was something rather unwholesome about dabbing one's face with toilet water.
For those of you who don't get the Ankh-Morpork, the river Ankh thing there, that is essentially the river Ankh is the river that divides Ankh and Morpork, which is the city we're in, and the river is famously not a river.
Soap on tap. What will they think of next?
We'll take the bubble bath. So we'll need that in a minute.
Extra squidgy bubbly bath.
Extra squidgy. Did you hear that, Squidge? It's extra squidgy just for you.
Well, what's a rusty screwdriver between friends?
Extra squidgy. I'm going to play it again.
Extra squidgy bubbly bath.
Extra squidgy. Shy tight. Indeed, you got to shout out. Right, I've got to figure out how to get the bed sheet from the bed. But we'll have a look over here first.
Smells a bit funny, this bed. That doesn't work.
I don't know how to get the bed sheet. Oh, there it is.
What's this stain then? There seems to be someone's face drawn all over this sheet. Or maybe it's just soiled.
dear. Let's have a look at
Bit
the table.
dusty.
A bit dusty. Bit dusty. Like what? Like dusty roads. He's got a bicycle. Set it on fire. Maybe I should set it on fire, Squidge. Next place I need to go to is the Broken Drum, which has many names throughout the history of the history of where is the Broken Drum? The history of Ankh-Morpork. The Broken Drum has many different names. Sometimes it's known as the Mended Drum. Sometimes it's known as the Broken Drum because it gets broken and mended a lot. It's quite literally a place where people have lots of bar fights. I find the Broken Drum now. Where's the drum at? Unfortunately, there's a lot of sort of pixel hunting in here. Let's have a look over here. It won't be in the park. It won't be near the barn. I'd expect it to be near the shades, you know, but I don't think it is.
I'd need a very good reason before I go into the shades.
The Shades is an area where curiosity not only kills the cat, but ties lead weights to its feet and throws it in the river.
You want me to sing the gold song, Squidge? I don't think I'm going to get it right, but I'll try. Okay? Gold, 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 gold. Gold, 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 gold. Gold, 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 gold. Gold, 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 gold. That's the in the Discworld the dwarves are all about gold, and they have several songs all about gold. Let's go to the street. Maybe it's in the street. Do 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 do. I am indeed going to the Mended Drum. I just need to find it. I'm not sure I know where it is. Maybe you could help me find it, Squidge. I'm not going to talk to the fishmonger yet, but we'll go there in a minute.
Ignatius the Troll's all-night pottery shop.
And verily shall he bellow forth the 10 sacred names of the Forbidden Dawn. I tell a lie, the 9 sacred...
Oh dear, 9 sacred names of the Forbidden Dawn. I should have really looked up where everything is. But there you go. Maybe I go over here. This was the toy shop, okay. Do 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 do. So it's not in the street. Maybe it's in the square. I don't think it will be, but let's try it, right? Wait, where's he knocked out again?
Aha! Crocus gittus, or the common old garden boring old codger.
Where is the Mended Drum? That's not it. That's It's the meeting hall. Then the tax collector's over here. Let's talk. Oh, it's the cook this time.
Unseen University's cook. High time justice was done, if you ask me. You!
Yes. Yeah, what is it?
What are you doing here?
They say I'm a pancake thief. I also got done for impersonating a frog in a toad-only zone. If you ask me, these bylaws are going too far.
Right, I gotta find the Mended Drum. Let's see if we can find it. Left of the square before the river. Okay, let's have a look then. See if I can find it. Hopefully I can. It's sometimes on this map it's a little bit pixel hunty. What time are we? Okay. Got my watch on, you see. That's how I know what time it is. There it is. There's the Broken Drum. Now the Broken Drum is the bar. Everybody goes there and gets drunk. Like the sign is literally a broken drum. It's not a sign that shows
drum. Pity that it's broken though.
Now in the books, the bouncer is detritus.
Well, bouncing, being an active, happy sort of motion, obviously implies a playful nature. I hope he's going to be friendly to me.
Detritus is a troll who has many jobs throughout the series until he ends up in the City Watch.
Greetings.
Hello. Are you, it begins with a T, maybe. a troublemaker?
No? No, why do you ask?
Oh, well, I bored, see? That's the downside of being a bouncer. You have to wait minutes sometimes for a decent fight. It's too quiet, standing here with nothing to do. It gets so boring sometimes. I hit my own head for just something to do. I mean, unless someone actually asks you to thump them, there's nothing to do except wait.
You're paid for this?
Yeah, I just begins with a T. Thump people.
What? At random?
Ooh, I don't use no complicated stuff like at random. No, I just thump people what cause trouble in the bar, in the bar.
Sounds like a better idea.
Saves wear and tear on the knuckles. Only thing is the boredom. It almost as if I hear people asking to be thumped. I might change my job to just thumping anybody who comes by. Do you think that's taking things too far?
Well, it's quite a jump.
When you say that, I thought you say thump. Sorry, it's one of them mistaken identity thingies. Is your head all right?
Did you get the number of that donkey cart?
Didn't hit you too hard, did I?
Yeah, thank you, Mother. Oh, I'm fine. It's just a little lump.
Oh, sorry. There I go again. A creature of impulse. You look a bit seedy. Are you all right?
Oh, I don't feel so good. I think I'm going into a bit of a slump.
Oh, sorry. Oh, where can I put me face? See, when you say that, I thought you say...
Yeah, excuse me, I think I hear someone calling.
Anyway, let's go in. So in the books, the trolls, they talk kind of like this a little bit. At least that's how I hear the vocals. Indeed, Squidge saying the troll needs to clear his ears out. Let's have a look down here. Oh, blunder. Who are these folks? Oh, scared guy. Let's talk to him.
No! Go away! No ghosts! No ghosts!
Relax, son. I'm a wizard. Let me buy you a drink. So, what's all this about ghosts then, old son?
In my room! A vile creature from the nethermost depths. It took me gate pass and then it just left. Oh, I'll never forget the horror.
Gate pass? You said you'll never forget, as in you could give me a detailed account, blow by blow, so to speak?
Well, yes.
Oh, just for the record, so to speak. Mind if I take all of this down?
Well, shouldn't I lie on a couch or something?
Feel free.
Would it improve matters?
Nah, tell me about this gate pass.
Gate pass?
Sorry, did I say gate pass? Tell me about this ghost.
Oh, it was horrible. There it stood, all swirling and all spectral, a veritable vision straight out of the dungeon dimensions. It burst straight out of the doorway. I got a weak heart, I have. I fainted clean away.
Ah, fainted without seeing anything? Like the activities of this ghost, for instance?
No, nothing. Well, I saw nothing except it reach below my jewel box, get the letter opener from the secret compartment beneath, then open the letter I'd hidden under the mattress, read the note inside, and use the combination in the note to open up the safe.
But apart from that, you remember nothing?
That's right. When I came to, my city pass was gone.
Jeez, that's an awful lot of steps required to get a city pass, isn't it? Do you remember what they were, Squidge? Or anyone who's watching? My goodness, let's have a look at this.
Counterwise wine?
You're not writing it down. I hope that Rincewind was.
That doesn't work.
Ah. Anyway, let's talk to the barman.
Would it be the teeniest bit worth my while asking for some?
Highly likely, sir.
Well, could I have a glass of counterwise wine then?
Hang on, sir. I'll just have a look.
Yes?
Sorry, sir. Just increasing the dramatic tension. Careful with your drink, it's a wee bit strong.
Strong? I didn't feel a thing.
It's counterwise wine. It's grown from a grape that grows backwards in time. It
Oh,
affects
yes.
you before you drink it. You must have had some mother of a hangover last night.
Funny, I don't remember anything about last night.
That bad, was it?
Counterwise wine is made from grapes belonging to that class of flora, reannuals, that grow only in excessively high magic fields. Normal plants grow after the seeds have been planted. With reannuals, it's the other way around. Although reannual wine causes inebriation in the normal way, the ensuing hangover is thrust backwards in time. Hence the saying, have a hair of the dog that is going to bite you.
I love those bits with Two Flower. Then they also avoided the potential racism because Two Flower is meant to be Asian. But let's get this glass because we're going to need that. Put that in there. Oh yeah.
Ah, genuine Morporkian lead crystal. Fine acoustic properties.
Okay. We also need to get some matches.
Safety matches. Safe for whom?
I agree with you, Scridge. So Scridge in the comments up there has said that the barman has the best mustache ever. He's saying I should grow my mustache like that.
Hairy, malodorous, the guttering light of stupidity gleaming in his eyes. It's a fair guess that this is the barman.
I'm torn between growing my mustache like that and growing one that like Mr. B has, if I'm honest. Let's talk to some of the
What
patrons.
a heavily injured and strangely shifty individual. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Oh, yes.
That's it, is it? That's the way you greet the greatest hero of our age? The one, the only, the invincible?
You what?
I'm important, me. I can't just go around answering any old greeting, you know?
Well, how would you prefer I greet you then?
Well, shoving a pint in my hand would be nice. I'm Flea Bart the Incredible. Greatest thief in the multiverse. I've survived everything. I fought the ant god of quacks and he doesn't even exist. And I survived the valley of the scantily clad, amazingly well hairstyled Amazon women. I've even escaped from the Temple of Offla, from which no other man has returned in fewer than 3 pieces.
I don't believe a word of this.
Huh? Huh? You dare to doubt the greatest hero of our age? I'm known all up and down the river, I am.
The river?
Yeah.
The River Ank? Isn't that a little dangerous?
You have to watch out for all the goiters and the yaws.
Yours? What's yours?
Mine's another pint, thanks. Then there was the time I blah, both blah, blah.
Barkeep, a drink.
Let's give him a beer. I feel like I'm doing a bit for later on, but let's do it.
About those Amazon women.
And
Oh,
my hand is
dirty.
going a succulent, a rounded meringue, a hot custard bath, wild slithering, clawing on my... And then we had some tea.
Oh dear. But yes, the reannuals are wonderful things. In the books, they are literally that. There's lots of different types of reannuals, and I really like the idea that character has done loads of things that you've never heard of that don't exist. That's genius. Anyway, let's go to the Unseen University. We're going to go to the university now, so let's go. What happens if I right click? Oh well, fair enough. Okay, so we need to go to the kitchen. So let's go to the kitchen. Go into the university. I think Squidge, he already did have 2 pints of whatever he had. But you're absolutely right. Oh, we need to go to the kitchen. Excuse me. We need the cornflour. We already have the
I never
bananas.
did have much time for cornflour.
Okay. I'm not sure what he means by that, but okay. Let's try and take another banana.
I already have one of those.
Alright, fair enough, sir. now we've got to go to the Unseen University and learn a little bit about L space, which is wonderful. I really like the inclusion. Oh, we've gone up there. We need to go in here. I really like the inclusion of Two Flower explaining things as you go along for people who've never played Discworld. Right, let's go have a chat with the librarian first, and we will not say monkey or ape. Let's have a think.
Haven't you got a comb or something? Well, I mean, if you are going to insist on running a major library, you should try to smarten yourself up a bit. You know, ape your betters. No, you can't catch me out there. I was too smart for you that time. I said ape, not monkey.
Oh
blast.
dear.
Did you get the number of that donkey cot?
Oh, well.
This seems like a good cue to cease this whole silly conversation.
Right, let's go down here. Go see the guy who's the shifty looking guy, right? The shifty looking guy there.
Ye illustrious tome of levitation. Oh yes, that's levitating, all right.
The really sketchy dude over here. Sleazy guy.
Yes, I think perhaps our best move will be to keep slightly upwind of this one. Well, that and keep out of arm's reach.
Hey, buddy.
Who, me?
Have you ever thought about the advantages of owning land on the Fremenwanger Peninsula?
Isn't that all underwater?
That's just its advantage, friend. Think of it. A seaside retreat where the sea can actually be the one total dominating element of the view.
Can you imagine that? Living in the sea. Isn't that what happened to Fiji in Red Dwarf? It was underwater, and Lister wanted to get a cow and a sheep and breed horses, and it would be the first case of leaping mutton. Have a chat with this guy.
Let me take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime offer.
What, really?
Nah, only kidding. I just wanted to be as pleasant as possible as a sort of aid to conversation.
Oh, but that's cruel. It's building up my hopes only to dash me down. You know, being a confidence trickster is a hard job.
Well, perhaps you need a holiday.
Right, but where to? Where to? Not a lot of peace at resorts these days.
I hear the Fremenwanger Peninsula is fairly quiet.
Fremenwanger. That sounds like Wangenstein.
Why don't your lips sync with your words?
L space. The library is a nexus of L space. Within these shelves, all possible pasts and futures can be found. Frankly, it's making me feel a bit ill.
I love that his words don't match.
What's that under your coat?
Hourglasses. Care to buy an hourglass?
Where did you get all of those?
Fell off the back of a donkey cart, sir.
You are an extremely silly man.
Hey, I'm not the one wearing a dress.
I mean, he's got me there.
Right, well, don't be a stranger. Cheers.
So what I've got to do is I've got to find the entrance to L space, and the only way to find the entrance to L space is to ask the librarian. However, the librarian isn't going to tell me, and it's also not going to prompt me because I haven't done something to get the prompt. But that's not the end. Ah, there we go.
Hey there, old mollusk. What can you tell me about L space? Yeah, I see, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, I see. So what you're saying is that L space is a means of time travel available only to librarians, which is essentially too complex a subject to convey with hand gestures and grunts. Yes, I thought so. But look, if I did have to go into L space, say, to go back to another time, you could help me?
So yeah, for those of you who haven't read, where's it? Donkeys don't fall off the back of a donkey cart. Because Squidge, they're at the front of the donkey cart, that's why. So with L space...
This seems like a good cue to cease this whole silly conversation.
For those who don't know what L space is, it's the idea that if you get enough books together in one place, it changes the physical properties of space and time and allows you to travel forwards and backwards in time into other dimensions because of the collected knowledge in the books. Excuse me, I keep burping. I've had like 8 cans of fizzy pop today. But the idea is that yeah, you end up going backwards and forwards in time and changing the space-time continuum just by condensing all of that knowledge into one place. And it's why the description in the books is something along the lines of, that's why those trendy little bookshops seem to have the layout of a painting or a drawing by M.C. Escher. Even though they only look like one room, they can go on for hundreds and hundreds of rooms. And in fact, I've got allegorical proof that that kind of thing actually exists. There's a town in the UK called Beverley, and in Beverley, it's just outside of a bunch of other towns, near a place called York. In Beverley, there is a second-hand bookshop that you walk in, and it is one room, and then there's a little door off to the side, and it is just big enough for most people to get through. And there's another big room of books, and then this leads to another room, which leads to some steps, and then you go upstairs, and then there's a whole bunch of other rooms. But if you look at the building from the outside, there's only one room. It is, it's amazing.
Hey, buddy.
Who, me?
Have you ever thought about the advantages of owning land on the Fremenwanger Peninsula?
Isn't that all underwater?
That's just its advantage, friend. Think of it. A seaside retreat where the sea can actually be the one total dominating element of the view.
So he hasn't got anything to say yet.
Right, well, don't be a stranger.
But I know...
Cheers.
I know from playing this a whole bunch of times. Let me just have a look at the ropes.
Reminds me of my old auntie's bedroom.
But yes, oh, it's Spooky. Hello, Spooky. Hiya, Spooky, how are you? So Spooky's arrived. So we're playing Discworld, Spooky. Have you ever played the Discworld game? I'm going to give this guy all my treasure. Because he'll give me a golden banana. Which is a good reason to give people lots of treasure, isn't it? Oh, oh, is Lulu there as well? Hello, Lulu. Hello, Spooky. Hello, everyone. It's a bit of a slower sort of... Oh, that's why. Right, hang on.
Golden banana? That doesn't work.
So he's got the golden banana behind his ear, right? And to get the golden banana, I've got to give him all this treasure. Which seems like a fair enough trade, right? Here's this treasure from a dragon that I don't want. Why don't I give you all this treasure?
Here you are then.
What? You mean this? This is actually all the gold in the kingdom?
Yeah. Well, technically we're a democracy, you know. One man, one vote. The patrician's got the vote because he's the man. But that's all the gold, yeah. Definitely. Would I lie?
Oh, fine. Fine. It's just, I never thought you'd actually... never mind.
Is it all right? I mean, you haven't changed your mind or anything.
No.
Can I have my banana then?
Sure. Here. Right. Yeah, right. Right you are then. I'll just go off with all the gold in the dictatorially democratic regime then, shall I?
Yes, indeed. Die horribly somewhere.
So, I can't remember the steps to get that dialogue tree, but yeah, the idea is you need to get the golden banana and give it to the librarian, and he'll teach you how to go into L-space. But I forgot how to get the dialogue tree to tell the sleazy guy, excuse me, too many bubbles, to tell the sleazy guy to let me have the golden banana. Just catching up with what's happening in chat. Oh, yeah, there's Lulu as well. Awesome. I don't know how entertaining it's going to be, but I'll try. So yeah, I'll catch up. I'll talk about what Squid just said just now in a moment. But yeah, so there's the slightly different schedule for Spooky and Lulu's benefit. So I'm going to be playing a bunch of point and click games over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully it's going to take me maybe 4 streams to get through Discworld, and then I'm going to switch to perhaps Broken Sword, then Discworld 2, then Broken Sword 2, and do a whole bunch of them like that, because I was a big fan of these back in the day. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is going to give the librarian a banana.
What's that? Oh, I have to say the secret librarian's oath. Is that all? What happens if I ever reveal the words to an outsider? Oh, yeah, I see. Actually, I never even knew you could do that with an entire 16-volume encyclopedia. Worst things happen at sea. On some ships, I suppose.
So, where are we? Just catching up. So yeah, Squidge said 1 golden banana, don't eat it all in one place. Well, that's something you need to tell a librarian. If you're brave enough to tell an orangutan not to eat a whole banana, then more power to you. Point and clicks. Okay, I'm glad to hear that you and Lulu are doing well. You're playing Fall Guys. You know what, right? Squidge, you'll have to do a Google for me, right? Can you play Fall Guys across formats, right? Because if you can, I feel like the 4 of us should play Fall Guys at some point because it's loads of fun. Squidge is asking me to do a flip, and maybe I'll do a flip. And yeah, Broken Sword. Yes, that goddamn goat puzzle. I know exactly what you mean. Oh, Squidge is looking it up. Awesome. Let's see if we can do the cross
way
platform.
into L space.
Because that would be fun if you guys are interested, obviously. Oh, now we're in the past. So the story of at least of the book, someone steals a book that shows them how to bring the dragon. Oh. So that's another reference that most folks... it's not cross-platform. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. It's not the end of the world. It'd have been better if we could. So... So in the book that this game is based on, Gods, someone sneaks into the library at night and steals a book on how to summon a dragon. So I've got to go back in time and get it. And then there was that book there that says that, you know, Rincewind... What? Okay, so that, that book then that said Rincewind did this, that and the other. In Death's Domain, there are autobiographies. And, there are autobiographies that,
oh dear.
write
There's
themselves.
little pamphlets living in it.
Yeah, there are autobiographies that write themselves. Oh, watch. Where's he go? Keep an eye on him, so he's gone there. Gone to the hideout of the elucidated brethren.
A rain barrel. Gad, there's no expense spared on this set. A forbidding knocker below the forbidding slot on the forbidding door. Forsooth, it gives me a sense of foreboding, forbidding, whatever, you know. I think I've seen this knocker's face before. Hello?
Hail!
Yes, hail, brother doorkeeper.
Hey,
That's a
hang
really
on.
good point.
You're not dressed right. There's nothing forbidding and black about you, there isn't.
That's a really good point there, Squidge. If I can get the original Day of the Tentacle, yes. Because what I want to do is I want to try and stream the original and then the HD remaster.
I suppose I can just hide behind here then.
Okay, let's hide behind here. But there you go. Let's exit. We've got to go back to the inn. So let's find the inn again. I've got loads of notes here. So for those who don't know, I've got like notes on what to do on my tablet. Because, you know, in case I get lost or whatever. Yeah. Right, okay. Do you remember we talked to the guy at the bar and he said that a ghost appeared and did a whole bunch of stuff?
That doesn't work. Of course it's me. Who are you expecting? Death?
I can only carry 3 things. That's a bit naff. Okay. Oh, mouse pointer. Okay. So. We've got to go in first. Oh dear.
The old letter opener in the secret compartment in the box trick. What's this for then? Undercover correspondence? Aha. This looks like the combination to a safe. Safe? Not for long, matey. Good, good. I'm sure I'll figure out what this is for.
I love that. Good, good. I'm sure I'll figure out what this is for. Oh dear. What I'm going to do is... I'm going to talk to him.
Oh, let's not be silly. Quaking little wretch, isn't he?
So that was literally just to set up that thing in the present. I don't actually collect the hammer. So if you actually look at his inventory, there's no hammer. If you look in here, there's no hammer. Excuse me. That's all it is. It's just to set up that scene. But we use that later on. So now we've got to go to the park. The last time I went to the park, when I did a playthrough in part 1, there was nothing there. Oh look! I wonder who that is. There's lots of timey-wimey mind-bending stuff in this game, I have to say.
Oh, so that's where I slept it off. Odd stuff, this counterwise wine.
So remember, he drank the counterwise wine, which gives you the hangover the day before. There he is.
I have absolutely no desire to talk to that person at this time.
What we've got to do, got to give him the frog. We need to use the butterfly net. So yeah, we can see the... Oh, can he do it? Can he do it? Oh, oh heckin' yes. Because if we tried to catch the butterfly before we did that, it would fly away, you see. So...
Oh, so that's where I slept it off. Odd stuff, this counterwise wine.
Right. We're about to do some chaos. Would you like to do some chaos? Let's do some chaos. And by that I mean chaos theory. Here we go. Do do. There's all sorts of craziness in this game. Lots of how does he put it in the sequel? Insane object puzzles. I mean lateral thinking exercises. Let's go to the corner.
Ah! Therapy in action. Interesting. Oh, hello.
This is all your fault, you know. Now they've got me on therapy.
Yeah, well, don't bother getting up. That's a nice pot you're making there, by the way.
It's supposed to be a hat rack.
Oh, well, don't let me disturb you. I'll just quietly walk on my way. So, life's gone to pot, eh?
Rincewind and his Yep, Rincewind is indeed a tea leaf.
What are you doing here?
Therapy. The psychiatrist said I should try doing something useful with my hands.
You mean as opposed to thumping people?
Yeah, the magic just seems to have gone out of it.
You again?
Shut up, it's difficult this is. It's hard keeping your mind on something when it's spinning round and around.
Well, how would I know that?
Now you know.
Yes, I see. Thank you very much. Well, goodbye.
So yes, lots of timey-wimey. Now, do you remember in the present, there was a guy there standing there saying, and verily, the 9 whatevers. because of course... See, because of course chaos theory says that if a butterfly flaps its wings, then it will rain somewhere else, right? So why not? That's literally all that is. Anyway, now that it's all wet, I'm still in the past. Right? So yeah, Squidge has asked, when I went into the library, I went into the past by going into L space.
Oh, please let this not be where he normally keeps his stock.
Because it's next to the toilet.
Good grief! What in Offler's name is that dreadful smell?
Yeah, I agree with Squidge. I haven't really played Discworld Noir a lot, so... Oh, let's have a read this
What's this
graffiti.
then? Prove that you're a man, see Sally at the House of Negotiable Affection and ask for a special. You know, the tone of this place is really going downhill, and it started at the bottom in the first place.
Prove that you're a man by going and having a special, as it were. Yeah, I never really played Discworld Noir, if I'm honest. I played a little bit of it, but it's on my list of games to play. It's going to be Discworld, Broken Sword, Discworld 2, Broken Sword 2, Discworld Noir, Day of the Tentacle, and then something else. Day of the Tentacle Remastered, I think. There you go. So then we need to go back to the Mended Drum. Yes. So Squidge just said in the chat just here that is the amorous octopi bit. In the most recent episode of the podcast, as we're going live, there is a wonderful bit where Greg Burnett, the designer and developer of this game, describes the amorous octopus bit, and it is hilarious. Let's go to the drum. So remember, it was called the Broken Drum, right?
A lovely drum and drumstick set. That doesn't work.
So it was called the Broken Drum, now it's called the drum. Have you noticed the Hoblanders aren't all patched up and this guy isn't patched up? We're about to fix that. Ooh, yeah, so Lulu may not be able to see the chat, but yeah, so Squidge has just said after he finishes streaming Evil Land 2, he'll be playing Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. So there you go. Oops.
What a lovely picture of the top 3 place cats in the annual Ankh-Morpork Cat Show.
Why, so it is, and worthy of considerable contemplation.
So whilst he's doing that, where are we? Oh yes.
What a lovely picture of the top 3 place cats in the annual Ankh-Morpork Cat Show.
Why, so it is, and worthy of considerable contemplation.
So remember, it was called the Broken Drum. If you stream on the weekend, I can't watch. Yeah. So Lily, he's going to be streaming on a Thursday. We're going to go in through the hole back into the university. So what we need to do is we need to go back through L space to the present. So yeah. I'm sure that you can finish Evil Land 2, Squidge. It's alright. It's alright, Lulu. If you're busy on Thursdays, then you'll have to catch it on demand. Oops. Let's have a look over here. So what we need to do is we need to go into the kitchen and use the drumstick. Guess where we got to use the drumstick? I wonder if you can tell. We're going to use it to bang the gong. I don't know whether you remember that there's a gong in there, but there is. So now we're in the present, right? So we've already done a little bit of timey-wimey. We're going to be doing some more timey-wimey in a minute. Yeah, VOD. Woo! This blooming mouse, I don't know why, but every couple of screens it resets the boundary of where the mouse can sort of click. And now that's the bottom of the screen apparently, but it's not, because that's the bottom of the screen. Right. Let's use the drumstick on the gong. That was to tell the apprentice wizard it was dinner time. So now that we've done that, that's indeed, it is indeed the staff with the knob on the end, except that I've already got that. So now we've got to go grab the prunes. The prunes that that particular apprentice wizard was munching down on. Excuse me. I have to sort this silly cough out, but there you go. So let's go outside. So, yes. You know what, right? I'm part of a book club that reads a lot of... It's a Terry Pratchett book club. And this month's book is my favourite Pratchett book. Absolutely. And I wonder if Squidge can tell us what my favourite book is. Yes! You're absolutely right there, Squidge. I should stream Blazing Dragons. Absolutely. Let's grab a garbage can, because we'll need that later.
Yeah! What a smell! How will I ever clean the luggage out? It just hates to take a bath.
If that ain't your favourite book, it should be. Which one? Which one ain't my favourite book? You have to say the name, Squidge. Let's go outside. So we need to go back to... We need to go... I've completely forgotten now. Ooh, that's a good point. Yeah, you should totally play... We should totally play Vagrant Story. Interesting tidbit about Vagrant Story, right? I got into digitally preserving all of my video games at one point, and I took a copy of Vagrant Story and managed to get it down to 70 megabytes, which is impressive considering the disc has 700 and something megabytes of data on it. But there you go. So now we need to find out what to do with that hammer. So we've got to go see the scared guy again. Squid, you still haven't said what my favourite Discworld book is.
No! Go away! No ghosts! No ghosts!
Relax, son. I'm a wizard. Let me buy you a drink. So, what's all this about ghosts then, old son?
In my room! A vile creature from the nethermost depths. It took me gate pass and then it just left. Oh, I'll never forget the horror.
Gate pass? You said you'll never forget, as in you could give me a detailed account, blow by blow, so to speak?
Well, yes.
Oh, just for the record.
What above statement?
Mind if I take all of this down?
Well, shouldn't I lie on a couch or something?
Feel free.
Would it improve matters?
Nah.
I'm
Tell me about
confused,
this
Squidge.
gate pass.
Gate pass?
Sorry, did I say gate pass? Tell me about this ghost.
Oh, it was horrible. There it stood, all swirling and all spectral, a veritable vision straight out of the dungeon dimensions. It burst straight out of the doorway. I got a weak heart, I have. I fainted clean away.
Ah, fainted without seeing anything? Like the activities of this ghost, for instance?
No, nothing. Well, I saw nothing except it reach below my jewel box, get the letter opener from the secret compartment beneath, then open the letter I'd hidden under the mattress, read the note inside, and use the combination in the note to open up the safe.
But apart from that, you remembered nothing?
That's right. When I came to, my city pass was gone.
Tell me about this hammer thing. Did your ghost have a hammer?
Yes, so he did.
What exactly did he do with it?
He cracked open the jewellery box.
Cracked it open? Why?
Well, my gate pass was inside, wasn't it?
So now I know what to do when I go back to see him. Right? Because you remember Rincewind was like, what do I do with this? I don't know what to do with this. So the next time I go into the past and do some timey-wimey, I'm going to go see the scared guy again, do the whole thing again, and I get the hammer and bash open his treasure box. So there you go. It's not Blazing Dragons, but it should be. And we're way past Guards. I get you a clue, Squidge. It's the other one you just mentioned. It's the one that goes, Night Watch by Terry Pratchett, read by Stephen Briggs. Vimes sighed when he heard the scream, but he finished shaving anyway. Terrible at doing performances, but there you go. Tells you everything you need to know about Sam Vimes, that.
A monk's robe, and a very scratchy cloth too. No wonder they're always in such bad moods.
However, his brain actually stopped. So, for those of you who don't know, the fishmonger is one of the folks who brought the dragon. But we need to do some stuff. So he's wearing a robe. So when I go back into the past again, I put that robe on and get into the place where they summon the dragon. In fact, let's go do that now. We've got two things to do in the past, so let's go do it. It's all about the timey-wimey, remember? Oh my goodness. Let's have some more water, because it's brain juice. Back into the Unseen University, back to the library, back through into the past. Yeah. Stupid mess. Back in Timey-Lam. Indeed, Squidge. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go back into... Oh, I get it. You didn't say Timey-Lam. You said back in time to another world. Like that, wasn't it? Yeah, I know what you mean. Let's go through to L space again. Widdly wee guitar solo, indeed. We all need a widdly wee guitar solo, don't we? So there's two things we're going to do here. We're going to go back in time to go see the hideout. We're going to get into the hideout. And then we're going to watch essentially what leads up to the intro. Then we're going to go to the inn and do the whole thing again to get the pass to get through the gate. Yeah. Let's see that again. They want to see it again. They want to see it again. Let's see it again.
Outdoor plumbing, what will they think of next?
Then we need to use the glass.
That doesn't work.
Doesn't it? Okay.
Well, I suppose I can just hide behind here then.
Hist! Hail, brother door opener.
Doorkeeper!
Opener, keeper, what's it matter?
Well, I don't have to open it to just anybody who turns up. You could be a spy.
A spy?
Well, it's a possibility. You could be a very clever spy wearing a very effective disguise.
Open the blasted door.
What's the password?
All right. Lean closer. Right?
No.
What?
You didn't say Simon Says.
Open the door or I'll kill you.
Ah, the other password.
That doesn't work.
What?
That doesn't... Outdoor plumbing? What will they think of? That doesn't...
You when you get stuck. That's the problem, right?
That doesn't... Outdoor plumbing?
Hmm.
No, I can't seem to do that. A rain barrel. Gad, there's no expense spared on this set. No, I can't seem to do that.
So what I need to do is I need to use the glass on the drain pipe when the thief arrives to hear the password. Right, so that's how way around here. I think I've already missed my
Well,
chance.
I suppose...
Let's go out and come back. Maybe I can get it to repeat it. It's a hard bit, this one. You've got to, excuse me, you got to get it just right.
That doesn't work. Outdoor plumbing? That doesn't work. No, I'm not looking in there. Yes, well, it's a forbidding door, all right.
Let's try and just put his robe on first. I love the way that
Hello?
Hail!
Yes, hail, brother doorkeeper.
Right, give me the password and I'll let you in.
Oh, all right. The yellow bird whistles as the blue moon rises.
Does it really?
Well, maybe it doesn't. How about the octopus dances sideways?
Yes?
The mollusk shall swoon in the darkness?
Go on.
And the blind dog wears a dress.
Sounds as if there's a lot going on out there. But if you want to come in, you'll have to give me the password.
Let's put this back in here.
That doesn't work. Well, I suppose I can just hide behind here then.
Yeah, I think I've missed my chance at it, which is a bit naff.
Ah, the old forbidding slot in the forbidding door trick.
Oh, Switch is going to be right back. Okie dokie. He also said that the luggage was acting like Solid Snake, and indeed it was. Let's go and do the in bit whilst I figure out how to actually do the drain pipe.
Oh, let's not be silly. The old letter opener in the secret compartment in the box trick. What's this for then? Undercover correspondence? Aha. This looks like the combination to a safe. Safe? Not for long, matey. This should get me out past those goons who guard the city gate.
Oh, heckin' yes. I can now leave the city if I need to. So that was, I went back in time to scare him because he was already scared. I came to the future because I didn't scare him properly, to go back in time again to scare him again. Right? But there you go. Interesting. Okay.
Well, I suppose I can just hide behind here then. That doesn't... If only I had another dimension, I'd teach you a thing or two.
Oh well. Let's have a look. See what it
Just the
passes.
thing for those who want to pass some gates.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick bio break. I'm going to do that, and I shall be right back.
Welcome to the Waffling Tailors podcast. Today, your podcast is brought to you by the letters Q, E, F, Yoshi, Chica from Five Nights at Freddy, and this sound. That's very lyrical. Oh yeah.
Welcome to the promo for the Waffling Tailors podcast. I am your promo host, Caprogman, and with me as always is Squidgy. Say hello, Squidgy.
Hello, Squidgy.
How are you, Squidgy?
Hello, Squidgy.
This is a short promo to tell you all about the Waffling Tailors podcast. As you may or may not know, we are the Waffling Tailors, and each episode of our podcast covers topics from the utterly serious to the downright ridiculous. So strap yourself in and prepare to waffle on. See you later, Squidgy.
Hello, Squidgy.
Maybe we should tell the people who are listening what they're actually listening to.
Why?
Because then they'll know what they're listening to.
But why?
I've been farming Uranus in the arsenal. I'm not going to explain. Anyone that's played Borderlands 2 new DLC will understand what I'm on about.
So yeah,
Embrace the potato. And also another 9-hour intro. You know, so I've been taking my time with that, not actually playing it, just going through the intro.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is they've gone full Metal Gear then?
Oh, don't say that. I'm just imagining Solid Snake with a keyblade now.
That'd be epic.
A very small one that you can stab them in the neck with, you know.
Does anybody mind if I do a 400-hour monologue?
Where's my weapons? What the hell's this?
Metal Gear. It can't be.
Can I make a small request?
No.
Oh, God.
Nuclear vessels.
what does the music sound like? Can we just hum it to make him feel better?
Do 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 Waffling Tailors do 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 do.
Is that any better?
From the makers of Mako Energy comes the new essence, Que. Smell like freshly laid chocobo dated. English is hard.
Every time I think about her, I just... That was an awful name for a metal band.
Hate crime.
Hate Crimes, yeah. Hit with their latest tune, Monkey Assault, it's Hate Crimes.
I prefer Man Feelings.
Man Feelings by Hate Crime.
That was a quote from a show, by the way.
opening for the band Baby in a Headlock.
Oh, you're back and I'm back. Excellent. So, Squidge. You know, you're looking at a problem and you can't figure it out. Right, okay. See that? I turned the drain pipe so it pointed at the guy when he was standing at the door, right? Look at where the drain pipe goes. It goes over here.
Ah, that's better.
So all I've got to do now is wait for someone else to show up, I think. It's behind you indeed. So let's go see if we can maybe cause it to happen again.
Hello? Hail! Yes, hail, brother doorkeeper.
Hey, hang on. You're not dressed right. There's nothing forbidding and black about you, there isn't.
So hopefully I can cause it to happen again. I think I've missed my chance.
A rain barrel. Gad, there's no expense spared on this set.
It'll be very upsetting if I have actually missed my chance to do it. So what I'll do, go into the future and then come back to the past. That's what I'll do. Let's go back in through the hole at the side of the university. Maybe I can kind of force it to reset. Maybe if I go into the future, then come back to the past again, it'll reset that action. If not, then I'll have to save it. Oh no, if not, then I'll have to reload the game, do everything I've done so far again. But there you go. Let's see, can I? No. I don't know which one it is. There's a button on the keyboard you can use to skip all of these scenes and stuff. I don't want to hit the wrong button, you see. Let's just fast forward it. And go back to the past. Let's fast forward it a little bit. Nice try, Squidge. The button is not Alt F4. That doesn't work in this to quit out. There we go. Let's try again.
Well, I suppose I can just hide behind here then.
Liberal use of a hammer, indeed. Maybe I just have to wait here until some timer runs out or something. Be a bit naff if I do.
Ah, genuine Morporkian lead crystal, fine acoustic properties.
What's this? Oh, it's a bubble bath.
Extra squidgy bubbly bath.
Extra squidgy.
Ah, that's better.
Nope. Oh.
Hist. Hail, brother door opener.
Doorkeeper!
Opener, keeper, what's it matter?
Well, I don't have to open it to just anybody who turns up. You could be a spy.
A spy?
Well, it's a possibility. You could be a very clever spy wearing a very effective disguise.
Open the blasted door.
What's the password?
All right. Lean closer. It's... spoons, swordfish, right?
No.
What?
You didn't say Simon Says.
Open the door or I'll kill you.
Ah, the other password.
So I'll point something out there, right? One of the things that, this is something that Greg says in the interview that I did with him, is that Terry Pratchett actually went through and redid the entire dialogue tree for the game, right? And this came out in, what, 92, 93, 94, something like that, right? Night Watch came out late 90s, early 2000s. There was a line
hello?
in Night Watch.
Yes, hail, brother
I'll tell you in a
doorkeeper.
moment.
Right, give me the password and I'll let you in.
Oh, all right. Ah, let's see now. It's blah, 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 spoons, blah, 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 swordfish, blah, 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 right?
No.
Hey,
You didn't say Simon Says.
Simon Says.
Okay. Welcome, O fellow brother of the elucidated brethren of the sword.
I'll talk about that in a minute.
Hail, brothers!
Hail! Hail!
Hail!
Hail!
Yay, right! Hail!
Once again, we elucidated brethren of the sword are met. Once again, we shall weave the webs of power. For we know now that it is our destiny to rule this city. Woo! Chucky, 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 chucky! Hail! Yes. Once I thought it was my destiny to build a papier-mâché dinosaur in my bedroom. Then I thought it was my destiny to win the men's overland saxophone championships. But now, I finally know that it is my destiny to rule Ankh-Morpork. Here, what about us then? A marine company with these, my loyal loyal comrades. A new age shall dawn, my friends. Hail! An age of power and majesty.
Hail! An age of freedom, without indoor plumbing and the job losses it entails. Hail! A world where a man can carry out his legitimate wealth redistribution business without worrying about quotas. Hail!
Where cheap replastering will be outlawed in favour of major structural reinforcement.
Yay! A place where low mackerel sales will be a thing of the past.
And compulsory smoke-through cleanliness will be rigorously enforced. Hail! Brother Brigwit,
So they're all giving you clues
ring the toe.
as to who they are.
Oh,
because after this we have to go and steal their golden items.
Pencil head.
Oh, dark spirits of the universe, with this bowl we do consecrate and so forth. Except now, these sacrifices, as we consign the potion to the flames, bring us the power of the dragon.
Dragon, good. 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 Dragon, dragon, good. 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 Dragon, good.
So Rincewind was complicit in summoning the dragon. So there you go. But yes, so this game came out in 94, 95, something like that. And Pratchett went through and went through the entire dialogue tree. One of the most interesting points about that whole exchange of what the password is that in the late 90s, early 2000s, he would publish a book called Nightwatch, which is why I brought it up earlier on. In Nightwatch, there's a bit where they have to get a secret password to enter into a meeting, similar to that one, but they're not summoning dragons. And there's a bit where Vimes, the main character of the book, says, "Swordfish. It was always swordfish. When everyone needed a password that no one could remember, why did they always pick swordfish?" But there you go. So Rincewind was complicit in summoning the dragon. "I don't want to go home," says Squidge. But let's go back to the future. Let's go back to the future. Wibbly wobbly timey wimey. It was indeed the 25th of May, yep. The glorious 25th of May. The People's Glorious Revolution. The People's Glorious Revolution of the 25th of May. Indeed, it was also on Towel Day. And that's why Pratchett chose it. So now what we've got to do is we've got to go and get the secret handshake. Score 1 for Squidge's memory. Oh, heckin' yes. Let's click over here. I know it isn't, right? But I think that my watch looks very much like the Shenmue watch. Let me just move that, right? Do you not think it looks like the watch that Ryo was in Shenmue? I think it is. But there you go. Right. So we're going to go see the... You remember, he's not... He's an urchin, or is he a starfish? Do you remember? Them things you find on the underside of boats. Okay. I think there's a good reason why it's been a while since you played Shenmue. People don't play games like that anymore. Let's talk to the lovable street starfish.
What was that handshake you did?
What handshake?
The one you just did then.
I never.
Excuse me, young man, but you did. I saw you. Like that.
Like what?
The handshake, you did it again.
Did not.
Did too.
Well, look, let's say, just as for instance, that I did know about a secret handshake. Now, if I told you, it would no longer be a secret, would it?
That's a double negative.
What? Wouldn't no longer? It's a double negative, so?
So, if by telling me it wouldn't not be secret, then by telling me the opposite must be true.
Yes.
So, by telling me it would be a secret. So, you see, it's perfectly safe to show me how it's done.
Look, I think we might need to revert to some sort of proof of your last statement. The logic seems highly suspect.
And?
Well, if you could go over this double negative thing step by step, maybe on paper like.
You're a street urchin.
Starfish.
A street starfish, yes. You can't tell me that being a lovable fantasy street stereotype in any way prepares you for understanding the vagaries of symbolic logic.
Well, if you could just prove it by means of a Venn diagram or an if-then-else statement.
Can you read?
Ah, you've put your finger on a problem area.
So just show me the handshake. How do you do it?
Couldn't tell you, Gav, not just like that. Not without an initiation, like. You can only learn the secret if you prove that you're a man.
Shall I report to a doctor?
Well, he'd only know the physical.
What?
You know, sir, the real, the substantial. What I originally meant, sir, was for you to prove an innate yet unseeable quality of manhood, being a stereotype classification of...
Now look, we're verging on that philosophical proofing problem again, aren't we?
Look, Gav, just go and prove that you're a man. Then you'll be good enough to earn the secret handshake.
Right, do you remember what happened to the green? You're a really good point. I should go check. But yes, you remember what it said about being a man inside the toilet? Let's have a chat with Dibbler.
Yeah. Something around here smells like cinnamon dipped toad balls.
Right here, sir. Sugar donuts. Normally a penny a piece, but for you, tuppence a bag. I shouldn't do this, mind you. I'm cutting my own throat.
Oh, all right, just give me some donuts.
No, you don't beat her in combat. So, when you... No. Beating Kanina in combat means that you can marry her. Let's just go have a look. Because she can only marry a man who can beat her in combat. Right? Let's have a look, see what they say.
Look, is he all right?
Malaria.
Malaria? He's got a poison dart sticking out of him.
Just ignore him.
Probably put it there himself to attract the girls.
He probably likes it there.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Well, he'd complain if he didn't.
Look, I don't mean to pry, but are you sure your friend's all right?
Oh, bitten by a mosquito, that's what.
Happened on a treasure hunt, I reckon.
Yep. Yeah, he'll be better after he's had a nice lie down.
Okay, so we'll need that for later, but yeah, I thought it was interesting to find out. You want to beat Kanina in combat, do you, Screech? You'll take that hit, will you? I'm glad.
Gad, it's a, what is that thing? A bit, well, messy. Poultry power?
Oh. That's all I had to do there. I was going to do the dialogue tree, but I'm not playing this in the best way possible. I'm just playing it to get through it. If you're ever playing this game, you need to talk to everybody because there is so much wonderful dialogue in this game. It's totally worth doing. We're going to go to the... I think we need to go to the... Oh, nope. I need to go to the psychiatrist. I'm going to see if I can pronounce it correctly. What's going on? I wonder if it's this mouse or something.
The art of signposting is apparently long, long dead.
Will you shut up and sit down?
This is how you know that you're progressing through the game because the patients get rearranged.
Yibble, egg.
I'm sorry?
The eyes, the awful knowing eyes.
What's happened to you?
I couldn't take it. Thumping, not thumping, my brain's gone potty. Ah! Get them off me. They're all green.
Sorry, I was just refilling my water in my cup. And I didn't think you'd want to hear it going. So there you go. Okay.
This seems like a good cue to cease this whole silly conversation.
Next.
Another case of repressed neuromorphosis.
No, I just forgot to shave.
Oh, well, maybe another time. So, Mr. Wizard, just sit down and examine these implants. Tell me what you think this first picture represents.
Well, it's a bit ugly. A dead birdie? Mr. Dinosaur's bum? Oh, an emperor penguin threaded on a pool cue.
You can keep that one. No extra charge. And how about this one?
God grief.
Hey?
Is that you with the mask on?
Whoops. Wrong picture. And what about this one?
Yeah, it's an elephant's backside.
Really? Reminds me of a patient I once had. You can keep that one. No extra charge. Anyway, how long have you had this fixation that you are a pencil?
Who told you about that?
Do you remember that?
Come now.
Listen, it's only a hat. Just a hat. It hasn't even got any lead in it.
Very bad case. A pencil case, huh? Perhaps I'd better see you again on Tuesday.
Remember that? You remember when Rincewind said something about being a pencil? And you're right, Squidge. I think that is indeed the woman from the hairdressers. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back in.
Will you shut up and sit down?
Hello again.
Hello?
Have you seen him?
Yes, well, probably.
Oh, you don't seem very sure. What does he look like?
Well, he was tallish, shortish, with fairish, dark hair and nothing on his face.
Thin?
You know.
A beard?
Yes.
Oh, yuck. He'd never wear a beard. Only a complete idiot would wear a beard.
Madam, I believe you are insane.
Well, I have to find him. It's all part of the cure.
Now that you mention it, I think I may have seen him. Look, give me a note so I can arrange for him to meet you. This handwriting looks hauntingly familiar.
Ooh.
I think it's a picture of a lard pie. Or maybe a hippopotamus dumpling. Yeah, looks like a plague rat's backside. Well, either that or a signed portrait of the patrician's ulcer.
Thanks, Rincewind. Okay, so now we're going to go and try and get out of the city. We're going to go and meet someone outside of the city. Who do you reckon we're going to go and meet, Squidge? Give the note to Detritus. Not yet. Maybe in a bit. Do you mean Detritus who was sat there in the psychiatrist's, or Detritus who is waiting at the mended room? Give you a second to figure out and catch up whilst I get out of here. The troll in the mended room.
What's this then? Danger? Explosives? Fireworks? These I just must get at. It's a highly dangerous yet strangely attractive gunpowder keg.
So you want me, Squidge, to go over to the mended drum, the broken drum, and give that letter to Detritus. Well, let's see what happens. If it's somehow the mouse. Where's the luggage? There it is. Okay.
That doesn't work.
So it won't work. I don't think he's the lady's knight in shining armor. Let's get out of the city. Let's run away. Who do you reckon we're going to go meet there, Squidge? Of all the characters in the Discworld canon, who are we going to go meet? I'll just talk to this guy whilst you figure it out.
Look, I haven't done anything to you. Why don't you just leave me alone?
Well, I'm a guard, sir. A guard has to
what?
Well, to guard, sir. I mean, we have to watch out for theft, sir.
Does that have to involve harassing me?
Well, you are a potential suspect, sir.
Why do I have to be a suspect? Couldn't I be, well, stock in trade.
Stock in trade?
Well, instead of harassing me, you could just take a quick look every now and then to make sure I haven't been stolen.
Good thinking, sir. If you were ever stolen, I shall report it to you at once.
Who might that be? Indeed, Squidge, it is Carrot. And Lulu, I think you're absolutely right. The luggage is a very strange creature. But the way that Pratchett came up with the idea for the luggage is he was walking through an airport terminal, and there was a woman pulling one of those luggage things on wheels, except that one of the wheels was wonky and it kept bouncing around behind it. And he came up with this idea of, what if the luggage was actually walking behind it? So there you go.
I think your commander wants you to fall in.
Right you are, sir.
So, you're,
a dwarf, sir, that's right. Don't let the height fool you.
Indeed, it is Carrot. So, for those who don't know, Carrot Iron Founderson is a human who was raised by dwarfs as a dwarf, and as such he's taller than most humans and broader than most humans, is ginger hair and looks like the shape of a carrot, which is why he's called Carrot. And I won't go into why the Discworld The Watch series at BBC America got his character completely wrong, and they haven't even released it yet, and how they've got all of the dwarf characters wrong, and I'll keep that to myself.
Look, I haven't done anything. Will you stop trying to arrest me?
You haven't done anything?
No!
Nothing at all?
Absolutely not.
Right, that's vagrancy, that is. Under Article 7, subparagraphs 3 and 4, I must ask you to accompany me down to the watch house.
And then what?
Well, the book didn't quite go into punishment, only arrest.
So, is this the watch house?
Yes.
Right, well, then I'll accompany you there. Is that all right?
Yes, I suppose so.
Well, I've certainly been taught a lesson.
So, the whole point behind Carrot is...
Well, I'll just move along then, shall I?
Is that he's sort of... I think it's... What is it? There's the grid, the 3x3 grid, and I think it's lawful, chaotic... No, lawful... There's good, chaotic, and neutral, isn't there? And I think he's lawful good. He literally takes the laws and ordinances of Ankh-Morpork to the letter. In his first book, which is Gods, he's sent down to Ankh-Morpork to learn what it is to become a man of the city. And he's given a copy of the laws and ordinances of Ankh-Morpork, and he reads it cover to cover. And then I think it's the next book, Lawful, Chaotic, and Neutral. So I think he's lawful good. Thanks, Squidge. He's obviously mentioned it there. But yeah, what he does is, in the next book, which is Men at Arms, I think. Yeah, he actually arrests. In Guards, he goes to the Thieves Guild and arrests the head thief. Which is because he's a thief, you see. So Squidge reckons we're going to go meet the Nakamak Feagles. Now, the Nakamak Feagles weren't around in Pratchett's mind at this point, so think the characters that are around at this point. Who arrests the dragon in the book? It is indeed Carrot. You're on the right lines there, Squidge. You are indeed on the right lines. Hopefully the mouse pointer won't give it away as soon as I get into this area. But yeah, you have to go around the ram tops. I want to see if you can get it, Squidge. You're on the right lines.
Now can't we discuss this? You know, I've always wondered, just why are you crossing the road? Look, you can't frighten me.
Bad boy.
Let's take the egg because we need that. Whoops.
It's embarrassing. I don't know why I take you out in public. By Offler, this egg's gigantic. I bet that hurt coming out.
Okay. So we're going to go this way. Nope, I went the wrong way.
Ooh, perhaps it's time I sang about my favourite things. Ooh, perhaps it's time I sang about my favourite things.
Who would live in an area like this? Not vampires, I'm not in Uberveld. Oops, let's keep going to the right.
Ooh, perhaps it's time I sang about my favourite things.
It's a creepy cabin in the woods. It's gonna be right back. Before you go, Squidge, I tell you what, shall we wait for you to see what whose house it is? I don't want you to miss it. What we'll do is we'll have a look at some of the items whilst we're waiting. You won't be in. Okay. Let's have a look.
Small bloomers. About my size, actually. Sort of soft and silky. What a strangely liberating thought. Actually, I think this might technically be a ball of twine. All right, it's a small difference in nomenclature, but it might be important to somebody someday.
Also, whilst Squidge is away, the book.
New improved Wonder Grow. Grows anything. New instant formula.
So yeah, the book that this one is partially based
I suppose the deluxe model has the rungs held on with a better grade of string.
Yeah, the book that this game is based on, Guards. It isn't Rincewind who solves the puzzles. It's the City Watch. But Rincewind at the time was the iconic character, and Guards was the very first game that Guards was the very first book that the City Watch were in. And the thing that Greg had said when I interviewed him, in fact, let me just switch back to, pause and switch back to here. So the thing that Greg had said when I interviewed him in here is that he wishes he could do one last game, and let's see, I got my headset on and you have it turned up much higher than it. Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. Whoops. Tell you what I'll do. I'll screw about with the audio in a moment. Hopefully, now that I don't have the game in the background, it shouldn't be that much of a problem. Let me know. I'll start fiddling with this. Twiddling this thing here, and hopefully that should come through a lot louder. But yes, so one of the things that Greg had mentioned in the episode is that he wishes he could make one last Discworld game, and that it would be a game with the Guards in it. And the reason that he didn't make this game about the Guards is, like I said, the iconic character at this time was Rincewind, because he was in the majority of the first couple of books, and that was really clever of Pratchett to have done that, because Rincewind spends his time running away from things and covers great distances whilst he's running away. He effectively shows you around the disc whilst he's there's Squidge saying ooh just a little bit. I don't know why you're saying that, Squidge, but okay. Yeah, he effectively shows you the reader around the disc, which is really quite useful. But there you go. Yes, so now that we've done that, Squidge, Lulu was saying she couldn't hear me too well, so I've turned myself up, so hopefully when I do this I'm coming through a lot louder, hopefully. I don't know, but yes, so we're going to go in this house.
Nanny Ogg's house, I presume.
Oh, heckin' yes.
Offler's giblets is full of some sort of vile, yellow, blasphemous, five-sided... Ooh, no, wait a minute. It's just custard.
Oh dear. Remember what Nanny Ogg is all about? Oh, let's have a look at the hooves.
Actually, some of these herbs seem to be looking back.
So in the book, Nanny Ogg is famous for being kind of promiscuous in her younger days. She's had multiple sort of fiddling to get the volumes right. Oh, absolutely. So the difference, Lulu, is that I have some new hardware. So I'll actually talk through this actually real quick. So I've got a microphone. Let me mute it, because otherwise you'd have had as me grabbing the microphone. Microphone plugged into this plugged into the computer. Now, previously I had microphone plugged directly into the computer, but this makes the microphone sound better and draws less power from the computer. Problem, of course, is that I keep that this is the first time I've streamed with this hardware, which means I have to sort of fiddle with it a little bit.
Well, more sort of quartz than crystal, and well, more sort of lumpen than a ball. Still, that's the trick, I suppose.
So in the Discworld novels, Nanny Og is... Sorry, everyone. Nanny Og is known for having multiple kids and for having had multiple husbands, not at the same time. They'd all died off or whatever. And as such, she invented a lot of things to help with her relationships.
Just what the doctor ordered. A clay pot filled with chunky custard.
And this custard is meant to help people be more amorous, shall we say. Oh, you got a new microphone, Lulu. Awesome. Is it working well? I need to exit through the door. Is it working well? So what we now need to do is, whilst we wait for Lulu to come back to me as to whether the microphone works, we need to go to the edge of the world. So let's go to the edge of the world.
Ooh, perhaps it's time I sang about my favourite things.
Sinister water. Can water be sinister? To get to the edge of the world, so let's go this way. Oh. Let's do some... Oh, there it is. Did you see it? Edge of the world. You worried about it picking up background noise. You can likely get around it by applying a filter inside of OBS or whatever you're using to stream with. And that will likely allow you to cut down on the background noise.
That doesn't work.
Oh dear, we need to get that coconut. Oh. Haha. So yeah, for those who haven't read the Discworld books, it is obviously a flat... so you're on OBS here. You can add
that
a filter.
doesn't work.
Oh. You can likely add a filter to your microphone source to compress it, and then to add some stuff. If you need someone to help you test it, I'm sure that Squidge and I will be able to help you as well. Just give us a shout. You can also do a local recording and play it back and fiddle with it that way as well. But that's up to you, depending on how you want to do it. But I'll happily help you out as long as I can, as long as you let me know. So
that
we've got the...
doesn't work.
Oh, bother. We've got the coconut. So in the books, the Discworld is a flat disc that sits on that is being held up by 4 elephants that sits on the back of a turtle. And because it's a flat disc, that means at the edge of the world the water runs off. And so they have this edge network, like a big net that runs around the outside of the planet that stops all of the stuff from falling over.
Handy, that. That doesn't work. I knew this game would drive me over it eventually. Ooh, pretty.
Oh, excuse me. Anyway, we're done here, so let's go away. Now we're going to go all the way back to Akmopok. Oh, interesting. Interesting. It was different when you streamed it. And yeah, Squidge is saying it's turtles all the way down, but I don't think it is. Right. Do you remember I went to the barber's and the barber had a dream about someone? Let's wait for the luggage to come in. what I'm going to do...
This handwriting looks hauntingly familiar.
It's from her. Oh, and oh yeah, very nice. Oh, she's a naughty one. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, I don't know how she does it. Oh, I'm so in love. Oh, her words. Her words are like molten lava trickling down my chest. Oh, she's a lovely woman. Quick, mind the shop for me, will you?
Right, you are then.
So whilst he's out, I've got to use this apparatus.
Extractors, drills, needles. Look, let's not go into this too deeply, okay?
Yes, let's go into it very deeply. Which gets me the golden tooth, which is one of the items I need to unsummon the dragon.
A gold tooth. I have absolutely no desire to talk to that person at this time.
Okay, we are about to... absolutely, yeah, I don't mind helping out. Lulu will... You know, if I can help in any way, that's not a problem. So we are now about to do what is ostensibly the hardest puzzle in this entire game, as voted for by essentially everyone who's ever played this game ever. In the episode, I keep giving away the content of the episode, but in the episode of the podcast where I talked to Greg, he said that among Discworld fans, this was super easy to play. Among point and click fans, they had so many huge amounts of problems, because what happened was people would point and click fans, instead of going A, B, C solution, or rather from your point of A, B, C solution, they would go solution. Except that's not how it worked, because it's insane object puzzles. So first thing we need to do...
Cute if you like that sort of thing.
We don't really need the picture of the octopus, but let's have a look at the picture of the octopus.
Hey, actually, this is quite a cute octopus. Well, as far as mollusks go. That's a rather unusual fish. Look at the size of it. Must be Clatchin sturgeon roe. The smell is terrible, but the fish don't seem to mind.
Let's talk to the fishmonger.
Morning, fishmonger. Busy day?
Fairly hectic, sir. The ray over there keeps trying to escape.
Escape? How on earth does it think it can survive up on dry land?
Well, it's a ray of hope, sir.
I think you're eating too many fish eggs.
It's good for you. That's quality seafood, sir.
Isn't caviar expensive?
I don't mind shelling out the money.
No more puns.
Wizards never could take a yo.
Don't say it.
Oh, come on, you can keep up.
Stop it, you get me all tongue-tied.
You're floundering for new lines, sir.
Oh, be quiet.
So the fishmonger, I don't know whether you can tell, his belt.
A belt with a golden belt buckle.
Yes. So what we need to do at some point is we need to try and take his belt off of him. But we can't just take the belt off of him, because otherwise...
Ah, the old sword in the swordfish trick. Ah, the old sword in the swordfish trick.
So that was done to try and threaten me, but obviously it wasn't Eric Idle providing that voice. What we have to do is we have to get the fishmonger to give us the belt. Now, I don't know whether you can tell, but there is an action that a lot of people do, which means that they take their belt off. I'm doing step 1 of that action. Not particularly the action that everyone else will use. Right, so we've got the tied up octopus. That's good.
Hey, actually, this is quite a cute octopus. Well, as far as mollusks go.
Right, step 1. So for Squidge's, for Squidge.
What's this then? For a nice time, eat well, drink happily, and find an amusing and rewarding occupation on a sunny day.
Interesting, the graffiti changes on a day-to-day basis.
No, I'm not going to look into there. There are some things best left unknown.
So what we... what we need to do. This next bit, no harm was done to any animals ever in this game. So we've put the octopus in the toilet.
That doesn't work.
We take the pot of negotiable affection custard. And now we have a rather randy octopus. Now what we need to do, can't believe I'm about to say this, we need to make the fishmonger go to the toilet. By giving him a prune. Answers on a postcard, please. Was that the most disturbing thing you've ever seen in a point-and-click adventure? So now that he is distracted, we can take his belt.
A belt with a golden belt buckle.
I think even if you haven't seen enough hentai, everyone knows how that scene will go. I need to try and get out of this room. Quick, run away!
Let's definitely keep this in mind, okay?
Why isn't he exiting? This is kind of annoying. Pixel hunt for the exit. There. There we go. Okay. Somehow the swordfish has disappeared as well. I'm not quite sure. Regardless of whether you've seen enough hentai, I think everybody knows how that will go. We'll go to the corner and see what happens. Remember, it's now rained on him.
A wet, dripping monk. I wonder if I can muster some crocodile tears.
But we don't need to see him yet. What we need to do is we need to go to Rotskadoji. Oh dear. The less said the better, I think. So now we need to get a Hogfather toy. Now, do you recognize the guy?
Ah! It's a doll of the jolly old Hogfather.
Do you recognize it?
Greetings, shopkeeper.
Good day, sir. Can I interest you in our toys? There's today's special, an amusing line of bells and whistles. Or there's Violent Bob, the doll with a face you can rip clean off.
Eh?
It's very therapeutic.
I'm sure.
The sort of thing you can share with your brothers. Brothers of evil, walking arm in arm across the rooftops of the world.
Are you all right?
Pardon? Oh, yes. Never felt better. So, can I help you at all, sir? Anything special catch your eye?
Oh, just browsing.
Browsing?
Yes.
Not plotting?
Definitely not.
Not secretly planning the overthrow of the patrician and the total dominance of the city?
No, not at all.
Oh, damn. Right you are, sir. Browse away.
he's not a character in one of, well, he is a character in one of the books, but not a famous character, named character in one of the books. You remember when I went to see the sea starfish? And he did the thing? Yeah, that guy. So now we need to go back to the palace. Colon and Nobby Nobs.
Oh, good, a palace goon.
Excuse me.
Greetings! I am the mighty wizard Rincewind.
A wizard? A real wizard?
Yeah. And don't you forget it.
Not impressed. You can't go in.
Look, haven't you two got anything you'd rather be doing?
Well, yeah,
This guy in the bottom
I
left
suppose
corner.
I could go home and arrange some flowers and that.
I could go see that psychiatrist bloke.
What do you want to go and see him for?
No. I told the captain I thought my wife was beautiful, and he gave me a chit to go and see the psychiatrist.
Well, I'll just move along then, shall I? Fine.
I love this guy in the corner. This guy's great. Anyway, let's have a look. Let's use that one.
That doesn't work. Just one thing. Oh, nothing.
No. What? What were you going to say?
Well, it's this picture. What do you boys think of it?
Oh. Very original, that. It's a dog's bum with a hat on.
No, mate. Look, it's your wife.
My wife is not ugly.
I love it. In part one, you had to get those two to argue about whether the guy on the right's wife is ugly or not. But only then will you get through.
Still here?
That's the trouble with a feudal system, you see. Queuing means very little in the face of a stratified social structure. It's all a matter of social seniority.
Seniority?
Yeah, next time read the fine print of the social contract, that's what I say.
I see your point. Where's the thief?
I think he went to the shades. It's a thief thing.
Indeed it is. Screech says most of the cast, the male character cast, is actually the guy who plays Baldric. But there you go. Where's luggage? There we go. But yeah. Where is fertilizer? Is it the fertilizer? No, it's not the fertilizer I need to use. It's the garbage can.
No, but Chucky's dirty. Chucky, one bath! One bath!
That's right, yeah.
Practical criticism always speaks more loudly than words.
Yes, Tony Robinson, yes. There's a whole bunch of... Oh, right, hang on. Let me just make sure I get this bit right.
Which is why this is no surprise. One couldn't be better. Chucky power. Power at last. Chucky power. Chucky, Chucky, Chucky. I was born for world domination, Chucky. Now they'll have to laugh. Comedy will be compulsory. Spontaneous hilarity will be timetabled 3 times today. Everyone will laugh until they drop. A golden age, Chucky. A golden age. Oh, Chucky, Chucky. Chucky, Chucky, Chucky.
So the voice actors in this game and the sequel are actually, the majority of them are really famous. So there's even, right, John Pertwee is one of, is it John Pertwee? Yeah, John Pertwee is one of the voice actors. I believe it's Celia Imrie. So the reason you have to do that is because if you don't, Chucky will see that you're trying to steal this. So there we go. I think that's all we need to do here. Yep. Oops. Yep. Yes, Tony Robinson is indeed in his 70s. It's crazy to think about that, isn't it? He's entertained people for years and years and years, and now he's quite the old man. Whoops. Let's go this way. So now we got to go back to the past. So you remember the guy said that the thief the thief ran into the shades. So that's where we're going. But we're going into the shades before he runs in. But we're being quite brave because the shades is, again, in the series of books, the shades is somewhere where you would only ever go if you live there. Again, another line from Nightwatch. Do you know what they call a horse in the shades, Corporal? Yes, sir. Lunch. That's the kind of place it is. There you go. But we're going to go there. That's where all of the it's like the I don't want to say the ghetto, but like the really tough area is. How would you describe the shades, Squidge? There's a point. Lulu and Spooky, have either of you guys read any of the Discworld novels? I know you've played the games, but... Yes. Fast forward. You're right, Squidge. Granny Weatherwax did indeed once live there before storming into the university. I'd recommend them, Lulu, if you haven't. I don't know. I can't think of which one to start with though, because they're all. So each of the stories is self-contained. There are elements from each story that sort of bleed over, but you can literally start with almost any of them because they're all self-contained and everything that. I wonder who that is wandering back and forth. I think it's meant to be a member of the Watch. But anyway, each of the stories is self-contained. Only The Colour of Magic. The Colour of Magic is the first book. It's not the best book to start with. Even Pratchett said The Colour of Magic isn't the best book in the series, and it's not where you should start, because The Colour of Magic was a parody of the type of fantasy that was around in the late 70s, early 80s. And as such, it's very... let's poke fun at Tolkien and let's do very silly things like that. And it's more a collection of scenes or skits that are sewn together by a very loose thread, but it does explain things like how the librarian became an orangutan. But that is covered in almost every book that the orangutan is in. But yeah, let's have a think, Squidge. You and me. Which book do you reckon Lulu should start with? Should Lulu start with reading the Discworld novels? I'm thinking one of the witch novels. So what we got to do is we got to go through here. We go really rather carefully. So if you were with me at the beginning of the game, that's a little distressing. What's happening up there? You'll remember that this is where the guy was. Thud is a really good one. So yeah, you can get the audiobooks. I would recommend the audiobooks by Stephen Briggs. As Squidge says, he's one of the best actors.
I do so enjoy these colourful little suburbs, don't you? That doesn't work.
It's a little distressing, but there you go. But that's meant to show the kind of place that that the Shades is, I guess. What's that? Oh, there's a spider there. We want.
I do so enjoy these colourful little suburbs, don't you?
Yeah. Remember the guy at the beginning of the guy at the beginning came out of here, came out of the house of negotiable affection.
A red light. I wonder if it's to keep the moths away. I was told this might be Big Sally's address.
Can't imagine why that'd interest you, big boy. Big boy. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
I was a little upset.
Why?
Well, you are wearing a dress.
Look, it's not a dress, it's a wizard's robe.
It looks like a dress.
Well, it isn't. It's the costume of a very ancient and revered order of aesthetes.
You run a lot, do you?
You'd be amazed.
Mind you, that's not surprising, going round this town wearing a dress.
Madam, I don't like your inference. As a wizard, I am chaste.
Walking round in a dress, I'm not surprised. If I was you, I'd hate to be caught.
Can you at least tell me where to find Big Sally?
Oh, sure, big boy. Big boy? cracks me up.
Well,
Well, what?
where is she?
Oh, I'm Big Sally. You should have said.
I've been told to come and ask you for one of your specials.
A special.
Yeah, that's right. And don't think I'm looking forward to it.
All right, you go and get the milk, the egg and the flour, and I'll go and look for a really big bowl.
Why is it I feel somewhat puzzled about that reply?
So I don't want to put into your mind what happened to the fishmonger. But I need to get egg, flour and milk, right? So, egg. Got the flour and the egg. How do we get the milk? How do we get the milk? We already have everything we need to get the milk. I wonder how we get milk out of all of these things. Wait a minute, don't coconuts have milk in them?
Good grief! Now look, I don't know about this. What is that? My word.
It's a bowl of custard. Didn't you like it?
A bowl of custard? That's your special, making custard?
Why not? I can't imagine what assumptions you've been making. I'm a woman of many parts. My old granny used to say that good kissing only lasts 5 minutes, but good cookery lasts for years. Many's the man who slips in here for a bowl of custard he can't get at home. Will you stop smirking like that?
Hey, it's great. Better than my granny's.
And now I'm going to have a bath. It's messy work making good custard.
The best thing about being a wizard is that you're not allowed any, but you can have as much custard as you like.
Somehow, getting custard means I left with yellow pants.
These are either patent elephant cozies or a pair of bloomers. I've forgotten which.
Milky Joe. Yeah, Joe. Right we are. That's all we need to do at the cat house. But remember, at the very beginning of the game, guy comes wombling out of there, passes by death on that corner, and then gets fried here by the dragon. I think you do indeed need to bleach your eyes, Scridge, because I'm not sure that...
I do so enjoy these colourful little suburbs, don't you?
I'm not sure that that lady used a the correct way to mix all of those ingredients together. Why can't I leave? Leave! There we go. I wonder whether that was meant... Oh no, we went to see Big Sally, not Rosemary Palm. We go back to the future. Yeah, for Lulu's benefit, yes, the leader of the Guild of Seamstresses, which is what those ladies are known as, is called Rosemary Palm. And obviously for Spooky's benefit as well. We're coming up to the end of Act 2, which is good. I want to try and do this as one stream per act, which is pretty cool. So there you go. So yes, the lead seamstress is Rosemary Palm, or Rosie Palm, which is yes. the agony aunts aren't in this, which is, I think they only appear in Night Watch, you know. I'm not sure. Right, so we got to go back to the square. We've got to. Do you remember what the street starfish said? If you can't remember, I'll do the dialogue tray again. But the street starfish said I had to prove that I was a man before he would show me the secret handshake. I've got the golden pants now, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. Which proves that I'm a man. Remember, because I went and saw...
I'm alive! Now what's this handshake then?
It's easy. You do this, then this, then this. Just practice on those 3 old codgers over there.
Heavily padded bra.
So back in the 90s, that would have been used as a joke. I'm not going to focus on that. But there you go. Doody-doody-doo. Back to the shades, but in the future. Hopefully we won't have to see that. Yeah, so in the past, the bit that we didn't see was after we left the House of Negotiable Affection. I'm trying not to draw my attention to the top half of the screen. After we left the House of Negotiable Affection, that was when the guy came wandering out and got blasted by the dragon. And now we need to talk to the Master Mason here.
A mural. What's that scorched sort of smell? Nice trowel.
What trowel? I don't own any trowels.
Yes, you do. You were using one just then.
Liar.
I saw you.
Look, if I had a trowel, which is not to in any way imply that I actually do, it would be a tool of trade now, wouldn't it? I couldn't just let anybody mess around with it.
What if that someone weren't just anybody, but someone pretty special in an unusual or useful kind of way?
What? Like a colleague?
Oh, actually, I was thinking of a wizard.
Really? Well, it would still have to be a pretty special kind of wizard.
Is there much call for it round here, then?
Eh?
Walls.
There's a fair few of them about. You'd be surprised.
His pants keep falling down, which is no good.
Is it a worthwhile job?
Well, yes. If there was more pay and less breeze.
Breeze?
Right up the old dairy air, friend. Me drawers have worn through.
Well, that's got nothing to do with being a poorly paid mason, has it?
If the pay was better, I could afford new underwear.
Give us the trowel, then!
No!
Don't get horribly burned to death by any monsters or anything.
Okay, so remember the street starfish did the secret handshake with the toy maker, and how the toy maker was there in the drawers you stole from the hoard. Oh, almost, right? It's not even that. Remember, right? Remember, standard point-and-click puzzle players will go straight to the solution. You got to work up to this. You got to basically have a run-up to the solution, right? So remember the street starfish showed me the secret handshake that he did with the toy salesman. The toy salesman was one of the people in the Elucidated Brethren, as is the man with the trowel, and you could tell just from the designs. So
Hey, just what I wanted.
nice, I've still got the pants. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to move this back into here. Okay, now we got to go this way. See what I mean? you can't give him the pants, but you can show him that you are a colleague, right? Because that's what he said. He said he wants he wants to meet a colleague. So the gold things are required to unsummon the dragon, right? Because the end of Act 1, the dragon had said, you need to unsummon me because they want to. They're using the power of the gold things to control me. If you have all of the gold things, you can control the dragon. And the elucidated brethren are controlling the dragon. Oh, brat. Okay.
Aha! A characteristic hovel. How colourful. That doesn't work.
Well, I can't get over there, can I? Okay. Bra. Ladder. Nope. Bra. Ladder. Because, of course. So, there's the thief. There's the gold key. Ugh.
Well, at least someone's getting some kit round here. Amazing what the home decorator can do with a few rags, a few scraps of wood, and a couple of 100 parasitic insects.
I have missed a step. I certainly have. I need a feather. So what happens is you use the feather on the thief, and it wakes the thief up. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to look in my glossary of places to go and things to do. See if I can figure out where the feather is. Maybe it's in this room. Because all I've done is written down use feather on thief.
Heel, down! I'm sorry, he normally never does this. Amazing what the home decorator can do with a few rags, a few scraps of wood, and a couple of 100 parasitic insects.
Is it? Oh, of course it is. Let's go back to the mountain pass. See, right? The chicken, and that had the. Yep, that's it. Thank you, Squidge. I'd have completely forgotten about that. You see, because I was distracted by picking up the egg. It's not about jump to the solution. You got to build up to it. You got to give the puzzle a run up. So now I've got to go all the way back to the mountain to get the feather to come all the way back again. But it's not like I'm walking that distance. Rincewind is. Move the mouse pointer. There we go. Go to the city gate and out. I wonder if I can just do that and go. Nope. Oh, bother. It's a bit annoying that I completely forgot to there. It's right next to his foot, can you see? There it is.
A cockatrice feather. Well, blow me down.
Now we go all the way back again. Bloody hoot hoot to you as well. Oh, Squidge, you're always so funny. Back to Ankh-Morpork. Can't believe I forgot to pick up the feather. I've even got it written down here. What a wally. Back to the shades. We're coming up on the end of part 2, folks. There's only a few more things to do now. Time for a tickling. Exactly, Squidge. Have you seen that film? There's a film where like about a documentary about the Tickle Championships, and it is disturbing. Like it starts out as if like
that doesn't work.
We'll go across the street. Then.
That doesn't work.
What? There we go. It starts out as like there is Tickle Championships, and then it goes all kind of upsetting. It's worth a watch. Just to like, it's interesting. Yeah, the tickling championships, like the World Tickling Championships or something. It's upsetting, is what it is. Oh, there we go. Now we've got the skeleton key. You see, because it's got a skeleton on it.
Golden skeleton key.
A skeleton key that will work on any door. Ah. Okay. So now we got to go back to the. See, this is it, right? The puzzles. They're so crazy. I'll have to get the name of the documentary for you, Squidge. It's an interesting watch. I try not to yuck on anyone's yums. If you're into tickling, then you're into tickling. But it's an interesting film, interesting documentary. Yeah. This isn't this isn't slapping championships. It gets really face slapping. Yes, you know where they go and smack someone in the face. Yeah. It's interesting. Where do I need to go? Let's go to the alley. There is the luggage. We need to keep the doll. So let's put that into Rincewind's.
That doesn't work.
Rincewind's inventory. Step on this. Billie Jean it. Poor old Rincewind. Looks really upset there, doesn't he? I'm sure I said that last time. Right.
Chimneys. Ah, the march of technology is a fine thing.
Because the Hogfather goes down the chimney at Christmas, you see. All makes sense when you think about it. Okay, this bit is the annoying bit. it literally requires you to do lateral thinking. You need to not think about what's actually going on to be able to do this. Okay.
Need light?
Oh, no thanks, I've already got one.
There's death.
This all takes some effort, you know. I'm putting myself out just for you, when there are thousands of other things I could be doing. Do I see any gratitude? I don't think so.
Just stop following me, will you?
I hope you realize I'm working my fingers to the bone.
Oh dear, death. Right, okay. So what we need to do, we need to use the twine or string on the keg of gunpowder to create a fuse. A really rather long fuse. Oh dear. See the fuse coming out there? I'm actually skipping lots of the dialogue, which will give away some of these solutions to the puzzles. Just because I think it's kind of fun just to watch the insane puzzles The chimney sweep is one of the elucidated brethren. And that's the last piece of gold we need.
I have absolutely no desire to talk to that person at this time.
That's how you know that you finished all the puzzles related to a person, is you say that. Around. You have to physically go around that tile, otherwise you get sent back up into the roof. Did anyone get? Oh, did anyone get the number of that donkey cart? Now what I've got to do is go give the pieces of gold to the dragon, and then it can set itself free. Because then it's no longer under the control of the elucidated brethren. It is under its own control. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go Jowl.
Excellent. You're doing quite well for a soft skin.
Thanks. Well, back to work.
Who are you calling a soft skin?
Excellent. You're doing quite well for a soft skin.
Thanks. Well, back to work.
Now obviously when you're playing this and you're playing through it piece by piece, you would come back and forth every time you get a piece. But I'm doing it all at once.
Well, back to work.
And then the brush.
Excellent.
Belt,
You're
brush,
doing
cap,
quite well
key,
for a
tooth.
soft
Okay.
skin.
Thanks. Well, back to work.
I think there's only one more I have to do, which is the key. I have no more gold. Oh no, I have to give him the cap as well, I think.
Excellent. You're doing quite well for a soft skin.
Thanks. Well, back to work.
Here we go, last one.
A fool's cap with a golden bell.
Ah, now I have them. Finally, I am free.
Good. Well, you'll be off now, I suppose. You know, back home to the old dimension. Home comforts, put your tail up and relax.
Never. Now it is time to wreak my revenge upon this miserable world. First, I shall deal with the members of the Brotherhood, and then I shall come back for you.
Me? But I wasn't even a part of it.
You were there?
Yes, but...
Don't make any plans for the evening.
Oh no. I don't know where he's going, but yeah, okay. See you later, Rincewind. So now we've got to go to the square. We've actually got another Discworld character coming up soon as well. Right. Do 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 do. Doodle doodle do do. I wonder who that could be.
It's Nanny Og. Now let's try to keep quite calm about this, shall we? Nice day for selling your wares. I mean your produce.
Times are not so great, though. The bottom has fallen out of the magic balm and lotion market. Everybody wants those new age fangled thingamies, you know, crystals and the like. I don't know what's happened to the world. Where have all the old values gone?
How's the cutest witch in town today?
Go on, you're pulling my leg, love, so you are.
How could you tell?
Then again, there's no harm in hoping, is there? Ooh, give us a kiss, love. Just a little one.
Oh, no thanks, I'll pass.
Yeah, Nanny Og is an interesting character. I think you're right, Squidge. You haven't lived until you've tickled a dragon.
So, you finally got your vending permit?
Sure did, dearie. Wound that old patrician round my little what's-her-name, so I did.
What interesting and magical items do you have for the weary adventurer?
Well, how about this magic carpet? Low mileage, only one owner. A little old lady who took it out once a week for a spin to the market. Look at that decor, all the trimmings.
More like all the frayings by the look of it.
Come on now, sweetie, do you want it or not?
Well, okay then.
Free magic carpet. Happy days. Let's just move across a little bit. The custard book. We need the custard book.
How much do you want for your love potion custard recipe book?
Sorry, love, I could never part with that. It's my precious, so it is.
How's the cutest witch in town today?
Go on, you're pulling my leg, love, so you are.
How could you tell?
Then again, there's no harm in hoping, is there? Ooh, give us a kiss, love. Just a little one.
Oh, no thanks, I'll pass.
Ah.
How's the
What I've got to do is, while she's trying to
cow
kiss
today?
Rincewind, I've got to click the book.
How could you
Then
So-
again.
No.
Nope. Yes. Got it.
The Secrets of Forbidden Confectionery, Volume 3, Love Custard for Beginners. Hey, when you get the full set of these, you get a handsome ring binder too.
Love custard. That's all I've got to say to that. I don't have the frog, remember? I used the frog. So unfortunately I can't use the frog. Blooming mouse pointer. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the past. Back to... I keep looking over there. Y'all are over here. Just remembered what I've got to do and what it means. So, someone steals the dragon book, right? Love Jam. Love Jam is an album by Ai Otsuka. And if you look up the cover art for it, that's all I'm going to say. Ooh, happy sending something back to Amazon. I'm not sure how to describe where we are, but yes. Welcome back, Lulu. Okay, whoops. So we're about to go back into the past. So, in the past, someone stole the book for summoning the dragon. And so what we can do is, if we stop them from stealing the book about the dragon, then they won't summon the dragon, and then Rincewind won't be involved in summoning the dragon, which means Rincewind won't possibly be killed by the dragon because he was there summoning it, you see. This is a proper timey-wimey video game. Right, so what we need to do is we need to go like this. Wait a minute, where is the dragon book? There we go.
Recogniminto's never-failing guide to dragon summonation.
What in the heck's going on? So we combine the books. Like that. So now we have the custard book.
The Secrets of Forbidden Confectionery, Volume 3, Love Custard for Beginners.
Except that is now the dragon book. And the dragon book is now the custard book. So we put the dragon book back.
Recogniminto's never-failing guide to dragon summonation.
Nope, I got that wrong. Let's try this again. Nope. Yeah. Mouse button.
That doesn't...
Yes, I know it doesn't work.
Oh, let's not be silly. Oh. Oh.
Okay. That should have completed the second act. There's something I've not done. Interesting.
Well, I suppose it saves on making your bed of a morning.
I wonder what I've not done.
Ye illustrious tome of levitation. Oh yes, that's levitating, all right.
I think perhaps I've got to go back to the future. So let's see. So because I've replaced the book, you're going to summon a mandrake. So because I've replaced the book, and it is now the contents of the book is now how to make the love custard. It's now how to make the love custard rather than how to summon the dragon, they should now no longer be able to summon the dragon. Which means... Nope. I've not done something.
That's where the dragon summoning book used to live.
What have I not done? I've not done something and I'm not sure what I haven't done. Look up and talk to the witch. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to L-Space, go back to the past in L-Space and go stand next to where the, what's that? Oh, okay, fair enough. I'm going to go back into the past and stand where I was, and then I'll call it a day with the stream and see if I can figure out what it is I haven't done off stream, and then I'll make a note to do that when I come to part 3, and then we'll jump into Act 3. Coming up in Act 3, we meet Lady Sybil Ramkin. We go to the Sunshine Sanctuary for what is it? The Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons. And we also come to a section of the game where you have to essentially save Lady Sybil instead of Sam Vimes saving her. What are you doing? Oh, of course. I cancelled this animation. That's what I did.
Hist! Hail, brother door opener.
Doorkeeper!
Opener, keeper, what's it matter?
Well, I don't have to open it to just anybody who turns up. You could be a spy.
A spy?
Well, it's a possibility. You could be a very clever spy wearing a very effective disguise.
Open the blasted door.
What's the password?
All right. Lean closer. It's... spoons, swordfish. Right?
No.
What?
You didn't say Simon Says.
Open the door or I'll kill you.
Ah, the other password.
Hail, brothers!
Hail!
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 Yay, right! Hail!
Once again, we elucidated brethren of the sword are met. Once again, we shall weave the webs of power. For we know now that it is our destiny to rule this city. Ooh, chucky, 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 chucky. Hail! Yes. Once I thought it was my destiny to build a papier-mâché dinosaur in my bedroom. Then I thought it was my destiny to win the men's overland saxophone championships. But now, I finally know that it is my destiny to rule Ankh-Morpork. Here, what about us then? A marine company with these, my loyal comrades. A new age shall dawn, my friends. Hail! An age of power and majesty.
Hail! An age of freedom, without indoor plumbing and the job losses it entails.
Hail! A world where a man can carry out his legitimate wealth redistribution business without worrying about quotas.
Hail! Where cheap replastering will be outlawed
That's
in
the guy
favour
with the
of
churl.
major
The
structural
first guy
reinforcement.
was
Yay! A
the
place where low
Dunning Gunner.
mackerel sales will be a
And
thing of the past.
that's
And
the...
compulsory smoke-flu cleanliness will be rigorously
So then it was
enforced.
the fishmonger, and then it
Brother
was
Brigwit,
the
Brother Broom,
the chimney sweep.
now for the spell of
That's
power.
what I mean, right? It's got
Bring out the
it's
components of the potion.
it's very much a case of having a run up to the puzzles.
With this bowl, we do consecrate and so forth. Except now, these
An age of reasonably precise love.
eggs and this measure of corn flour. Are you sure? As we consign the potion to the flames, boil and burn, blaze and bubble.
Wait. It says here to simmer at low temperature for 15 minutes.
Good grief. What the hell's going on? What exactly are we making? Have I ever told you how attractive I find you?
Again, played for laughs and it shouldn't have been. Different world in the 90s.
I have triumphed. Goodness overcomes evil once again. The land is liberated. The serpent is gone. The dragon is dead. The dragon is dead. I killed him. Me. I shall humbly submit to whatever fabulous rewards you feel I deserve.
Dragon? Don't be ridiculous. Dragons don't exist.
What?
Quite so. And since no one believes in them, we can hardly reward you for disposing of one. Next.
Hey, here, wait a minute. I slew a dragon. A real, bona fide, verifiable dragon.
They don't exist.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
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 Yes, they do. Do, and do.
No, they don't.
They do. They exist if you believe in them.
Ah, but no one believes in them.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Excuse me. Thank you so very, very much. They do.
No, they don't.
They do. Dragons, you know, huge, vile, evil, stenchful, slavering.
So because Rincewind believes in them,
Ahem. Hello again.
Well, when I say believe, of course I meant had heard rumours, unsubstantiated.
Yes, well now I'm back. There's a few matters to attend to.
Ah, sorry about the slavering thing. A bit uncalled for, really.
Yes, I'll deal with you later.
You summoned it. You get rid of it.
Well, here we go again. You're all guards, custodians of the law, gods help us. What do you think makes a hero?
Well, a true hero doesn't know he's a hero, does he? I mean, it's all relative.
How do you mean relative?
It's like maybe you ought to get a relative to fight the dragon.
Oh, that's clever. I wish I'd thought of that.
Ah, you've got to be at least a corporal to have tactical ideas like that.
Oh, good grief. Look, all I want to know is...
Have you got spare relatives, sir?
Well, I have an aunt.
There you are then. Case closed.
She's nearly 80.
Better than wasting a younger person then?
Yeah, 'cause the dragon will eat anyone.
Right.
Right.
Look, we're getting sidetracked. How can I tell if someone's a proper hero?
Well, a hero always knows what to do next.
Does she?
Who?
His aunt.
His aunt's gonna fight the dragon?
Let's hear it for a brave old lady.
Shut up about my aunt. My aunt's not fighting the dragon. I need a proper hero.
You said your aunt was a hero. Didn't he say that? Corporal Nobbs, he said his aunt was a hero.
I heard him.
Oh, I'd be proud of her if I was him.
Look, let's not start that again. How do you actually recognise a hero?
They've got a birthmark. Means they're a king or what's name.
All heroes do. That's what makes them heroes. Has your aunt got one? Have you ever asked? How often do you write to her these days?
What do you brave soldiers know about dragon slaying? I mean, what kind of chance would someone like me have against a dragon?
Listen, mate, the odds of killing a dragon must be 1,000,000 to 1. You'd have to be a hero.
So what are the odds of someone like me finding everything a hero has to have?
What? Forget it, mate. The odds of you finding all that stuff would be...
1,000,000 to 1?
Yeah, that's it.
It's got to have a birthmark, right? Yeah, and a birthmark. So book, birthmark, yes.
So tell me, what would be the odds of me slaying a dragon if I had a birthmark, and if I recited a magic spell, and if I was wearing a black mask?
Carrot, you're the expert on that one. I reckon that would be 375,000 to 1.
Right. So what I'm going to do... Whoops. Oh, interesting. What I'm going to do is... I wonder if I can't save it. I will likely leave it there, and we will come back to it. Act 3 will be part 3 of the stream. There's a couple of things I want to say just real quick. So Pratchett has this wonderful concept that Neil Gaiman also has in his books, and that is something only exists if you believe in it. The dragon in this book is a perfect example of it. In this game, and the book it's based on, Gods is a perfect example of it. The dragon only exists because people believe that it exists. This is something that that Pratchett hinted at in The Colour of Magic. There was a dragon in that one, and it only had a physical form because people believed that it existed. As soon as people stop believing that they exist, they then disappear. The other thing, of course, I want to say is the chances thing there. So the chance of a dragon, of someone being able to beat a dragon whilst wearing a mask, saying a magic spell, and having a birthmark, are 375,000 to 1, which is close enough to 1,000,000 to 1. And if it's 1,000,000 to 1, 1,000,000 to 1 shots in fantasy novels always happen. Exactly there, Spooky. But just like the never-ending story, you have to believe. But because it's 1,000,000 to 1, it will always work. And so, because of that, if you can get to a 1,000,000 to 1, 1,000,000 to 1 shot, it will always work. In the book, there is a 375,000 to 1 chance, but it's not Rincewind that takes it. It's something else that happens that is very similarly silly. Oh yeah, and you have to have a mother with a really weird name. And a crab fighting duck, indeed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the game there. We'll come back to Act 3 in the next stream, and we'll see how Rincewind can take down the dragon, and whether a 1,000,000 to 1 shot will be enough, or rather whether a 375,000 to 1 shot will be enough. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for joining in the chat just up there, and thank you all for watching. If you're watching on VOD, if you are watching and you haven't heard it, then I would definitely recommend, let me just pause that, I would definitely recommend going and checking out this episode of the podcast, because it is about this game. But that being said, and also, because Lulu wasn't there when I said it earlier on, if you go to the Waffling Tailors YouTube channel, again, go to wafflingtailors.rocks, click on the YouTube button. We have a teaser trailer out already for the first part in Lulu and Squidgy's talking about the Final Fantasy VII Remake in a spoilerific way. They talk about what their reactions to it are and their reflections on it. It is a 3-part episode, and it will be released all the way through September, and it is a wonderful conversation, I've been told. I haven't heard it yet because I haven't played Final Fantasy VII. I don't even have a PS4. So, yeah. So with that being said, check that out, and check the website out, and thank you ever so much for watching. See you later, folks. I'm going to hit that button.